I've chosen an excerpt from the novel when Francesca, the protagonist, learns that her husband wants to relocate the family to California from Manhattan to pursue a startup opportunity. And she is very resistant to this idea. The news travels in yelps along underground cable crisscrossing the Upper East Side of Manhattan. California? Have you ever even been there? Francesca, you can't. But how could he? Leave banking? Why? She tries whining, she tries sulking, she tries lecturing Alec on the merits of job continuity, especially when raising a young family. But he is determined to weigh his options, as he so calmly describes this kamikaze act. She resorts to scheduling 3 dinner parties over the next 2 weeks in the hopes of curing Alec of his lapse in judgment. 1 at home, 1 in a restaurant before an off-Broadway show, and the pièce de résistance, a party chez Minotte, a fellow Nightingale mom who would gladly throw a dinner party and claim it for her own to trap a spouse in n'importe quel crime. Minotte is a very well-off divorcee. They have never been all that close, but extreme circumstance demands extreme measures. A mutual friend hooked them up, and Francesca knows she's in capable hands. The dinner party at Minotte's is her silver bullet. Great food, great wine, and liberal helpings of fascinating people just might woo Alec back into his natural habitat, from which he has so thoughtlessly strayed. "Who's invited?" asks Minotte, taking command of the covert operation with the flip of a pad. They are sitting up against the gilded wall in the vestibule of the Nightingale Upper School, waiting for their kids to tumble down the sweeping stair. Oh, the best and the brightest. Alec has to see and feel for himself what or whom we would be giving up by relocating. I'm going to see if Rosemary and Ben are in town. Did you ever meet them? He's the Booker Prize finalist. She feels slightly manic. "We could ask my brother-in-law if you want a cultural attaché," the socially connected Minotte offers up. "Oh, yes, please," as though she were choosing from a menu. Alec is called away from the first party to put out a blazing fire. Anxious underwriters want new terms, and he has made himself an expert on rewriting terms. He gets home 2 hours after everyone has left. She's more desperate than ever, for this was an unforgettable evening with 6 wonderful friends, 3 couples with whom they are uncommonly cozy. They vacation with Declan and Carrie and their 3 kids. They travel with Max and Linda, and they swap kids and other essentials with Beth and Mark down the hall. This dinner party was like attending her own wake. She couldn't help picturing them all backlit by the barge lights on the East River, silhouettes in gales of laughter, a mural of friends with her rubbed out. They ate and drank too much and laughed until they cried as Linda, the psychotherapist, described a client's anxiety over choosing a new lipstick shade, and Declan told them stories about his crazy Irish family back in County Cork. Alec gets back in time to dry the glasses, and she can't seem to retell a single funny story, though they had her gasping for breath hours earlier. The off-Broadway show is a highly original one-woman show about Edith Sitwell, but Francesca's heart sinks as Alex sings when they read together in the program notes that the play originated in San Francisco. Strike 2. 3 weeks later, dinner chez Minotte features a dazzling array of tout New York. Well, maybe not tout, but certainly beaucoup. Francesca is seated next to the cultural attaché and spends a goodly portion of the meal comparing and contrasting French and American cultures. It is one of those midsummer night evenings where everyone is half enchanted, and the conversation, like a gushing stream, turns the wheel of social ease. She feels like nobility as Minotte at Minotte's table, tossing out bon mots with a distinguished French diplomat. Then she notices the former Dior runway model, opposite her, swing her head in a panicky swivel. She's never actually seen someone swoon, but she is certain that this is what she is doing, and before you can say qui mange bien vit mieux, eat well, live better, the hollow-eyed waif starts vomiting up Minotte's famous but tainted oyster stew. The chain reaction is positively operatic. Nothing is working. Alec is going ahead with the multiple interview process, and Francesca has run out of diversions. It is time for some cosmic rearrangement. The next Saturday evening, after dinner and a movie, As Alec holds the cab and Francesca goes in to release the sitter, the smelly couple from the 11th floor, Mr. and Mrs. Stinkbomb, as the kids call them, barge past her, wafting into the lobby, back from some late night outing, reeking of cigarettes and oily hair. Normally, Francesca would dawdle by the mailboxes so as not to have to share an elevator, but tonight she rushes in to stand close to Mr. Stinkbomb, close enough to count the raked furrows of greased hair, even to count the flakes of dead skin that balance on individual follicles. She breathes through her nose, taking in the heady odor of this rancid twosome. "Nice night out tonight," she offers cheerfully. "Yeah, some enchanted evening. The traffic tonight is a mother. Paid more for the cab than the tickets." "Yes, it was pretty bad on Madison," she inhales deeply. The perfect propitiation. "What did you see?" "Taming of the Shrew in the park, done modern. Good show." "Fun." There. She has spoken to Mr. and Mrs. Stinkbomb. She has inhaled them for good luck. They ride up together in the elevator, and she breathes through her nose the whole way. At the 9th floor, she waves them off exultantly, coughing and sputtering for the next 2 floors.